So we continue about stability of a system. The word stable has got a very significant meaning when we discuss about the stability for a system. Obviously, we say what if we miss stable person who doesn't react erratically. So something we talk about stability is related to the input or output. So we are having the variables sequence which is having terms xn and yn. We have got an input sequence, we say xn, and we have an output sequence yn. So a nature of stable thing is something which is in a range. Something which is in a range. Therefore, a term called in stability analysis is a very simple word, bounded. The sequence is bounded. So if now bounded means, what we mean by bounded sequence? X is input, y is the output. What do we mean by bounded input? Bounded input, by the word bounded input we mean that there exists a maximum value mx. There exists a maximum value mx such that for every n, the value of the sequence, sample value, is finite. There exists a value mx which is the maximum value of any sample and which is less than infinity. So listen very carefully. A sequence, this is a terminology required to understand stability. A sequence is said to be a bounded sequence. A sequence is said to be a bounded sequence if there exists a finite number m, subscript we give depending upon this. So there exists a finite number m such that value of every sample in the given sequence is less than or equal to that. But there is a catch. The sequence is having various samples and sample can have a negative value also. So if I say that x is minus infinity, then it satisfies this. Then will we call it a bounded sequence? No. Therefore, not xn, but a term called as mod xn. That is magnitude of xn, where xn can be positive or negative. And if we add two-dimensional thing, then what is xn? Xn can be a point in a plane. And in that case, what is mod xn? Value of the length of the distance at which the point is located. It can be anywhere. So mod xn, if it is one-dimensional, then on positive side, or if it is on negative side, its value should be taken positive. And if it is two-dimensional, its distance, so it is always positive. So mod xn less than some finite limit. In that case, the input is bounded. Now, what we mean by stable system? For that, there is a terminology called as BIBO, bounded input and bounded output. So if system, we have got a system, when we can say that a system is stable or BIBO stable, if the system generates an output sequence which is bounded for every bounded input sequence. Is it clear? If the input sequence is unbounded, then there is no point in discussing about stability of a system. There is no point in discussing about stability of a system if the input sequence itself is unbounded. The concept of stability of a system is said to be stable if for every bounded input sequence, now without an exception, if for every bounded input sequence it generates an output which is always bounded, in that case the system is said to be stable system. Again repeat. So when I have a sequence, the sequence xn, we have sequence yn. Sequence xn input sequence xn contains samples x0, x1, x2, x3 till n equal to infinity. It is ongoing sequence. So if the input is a bounded sequence, means value of every sample of input sequence, value of every sample of input sequence is going to be finite, means there exists a limit mx, that is the maximum value of the input sequence, such that mod xn is less than equal to that and is less than infinity. Means if there exists a finite limit below which the input sequence will always remain, in that it is called a bounded sequence. Now a system is said to be stable. A system is said to be stable if it is going to generate an output sequence which will certainly be bounded for every bounded input. For every bounded input, the sequence has to be, output sequence has to be bounded. Means I have a system. Now when I have a system, now here when I consider stability, I consider normally, we need not be restricting, but we generally consider LTI systems, because normally those systems we use. So when we say LTI systems, we can consider nonlinear also, but we restrict now because stability is somewhat linearity, time invariance, causality were some themes, but stability is a broader theme and it requires a deeper thinking. So we consider system yn is equal to summation of hk x of n minus k starting from 0 to m, where if m is finite, it is a FIR system. If m is infinite, it is IIR system. It is IIR system. So we are considering various stability aspects of a given system. So the system is having a system sequence as hk or hn. I think that is not so important. Now we are having a criteria of BIBO stability, bounded input, bounded output. Means if I apply a bounded sequence to this system as input, the sequence generated by the system must be always bounded for every bounded input. The system is said to be stable if every bounded input sequence results in always a bounded output sequence. If I apply an unbounded sequence, then the discussion is not having any significance. So we consider what is a bounded sequence. Let us say that I will give some examples. Xn is equal to, now to indicate there is another sequence which I think might have considered some time, to indicate that it is only on right hand side, positive side, we have a sequence un. Un equal to 1 if n is greater than or equal to 0, and un equal to 0 for n less than 0. So when we define sequences, we most of the times use the term un. Suppose if now I consider the sequence, let us take an example. Xn is equal, any sequence you can consider. Xn is equal to root n, and you can consider un, means indicating that the sequence right now, even though not essential, we define the sequences 0 onwards right now. We define the sequences 0 onwards. So xn is equal to root n un. Xn is equal to root n un. Root n un means what? For n equal to 0, for n equal to minus and behind, the sequence answer is 0, and means it is not defined. For that is the root n may exist, may not exist, that is immaterial. It is defined like this, or otherwise also, if you don't want to use the term un, you can define the sequence by separate formula, that is xn is equal to root n for n greater than equal to 0 and is equal to 0 for n less than 0. Now the question is whether this sequence is a bounded sequence or unbounded sequence. You put a pause, think over it, give the answer and try to verify the answer or know the answer. Xn is equal to, so before 0 we forget, we just consider n equal to 0 onward. Xn equal to root n. So naturally we find that n is defined for every n greater than 0. So n is an integer and n will rise to infinity. Then root n, it will not be possible for us, to put any limit of maximum value such that xn will be smaller than that. As n grows, so what will be root n? x0 will be 0, x1 is 1, x2 is root 2, x3 is root 3, x3 is 2, x0 is 0, x1 is 1, x2 is root 2, x3 is root 3, x4 is 2, x5 is root 5. Like that it will go in an unbounded manner. So input is an unbounded sequence. So this means there is no point in using this sequence to test the system. So to test the system, we must apply a bounded sequence. So this is unbounded sequence. Are you getting me? Because for this, no mx exists, means such that mod xn, such mx doesn't exist. No mx exists for this sequence. So this is an unbounded sequence. So we consider another sequence, the bounded input. We consider now another sequence. Say xn is equal to, these are various sequences, 2 raised to n un. Xn is equal to 2 raised to n un means what? Before n equal to 0, xn is 0, and from n equal to 0 onwards, what the sequence would be? x0, n is like this, n0, x0, 0, x1, 1, x2, 2, x0, 0 because 2, what would be x0? x0 would be 1. x0 is un. What is un? Un is equal to 1 when n is equal to or more than 0, and un is equal to 0 when n is less than 0. So we can write it separately also. Xn is equal to 2 raised to n for n greater than equal to 0, and is equal to 0 for n less than 0. So when we write xn sequence, we put n here, n equal to 0, for that n equal to -1, n equal to -2, till this these inputs are 0. For n equal to 0, what happens now? For n equal to 0, 2 raised to 0 is 1. For n equal to 1, 2 raised to 1 is 2. For n equal to 2, it is 4. For 3, it is 9. For 3, it is 8. 2 raised to 3, 8. For 4, it is 16. So what is happening now? The sequence is increasing in a more rapid manner. It is increasing in a more rapid manner. Means not, there is no question of restricting. The sequence is increasing in a much rapid manner. So naturally it is unbounded. Naturally it is unbounded. Now we take another example. Let us say half raised to n un. We take half raised to n un. We take half raised to n un, and now based on this you can talk about whether the system is stable or not stable. Half raised to n un. So in this case you can think over, either you can put a pause and check, or those who want to continue can continue. Half raised to n un, this value is less than 1. So naturally what will happen is, we can have values for n equal to 0, less than 0 it is 0, for n equal to 0 it is half, for n equal to 1 it is 1/4, it is 1/8, 1/16, and we find that it is decaying. As it is decaying, we can certainly say that the maximum value would be always, what is maximum value of the sequence now? Maximum value of the sequence here is half. I'm sorry, I made a small mistake. For n up to 0, that is -1, -2, value is 0. For n equal to 0, value is 1, because half raised to 0 is 1. N equal to 1, half. N equal to 2, 1/4. N equal to 3, 1/8. So it is decaying. So what is the maximum value? Maximum value of the sequence is half. Is 1, not half. Maximum value of the sequence is 1. So naturally this is a bounded sequence. This is a maximum, means xn, for any value you find that always less than 1, or xn, and here mx exists, and this mx is equal to 1. This mx is equal to 1. So this is a bounded sequence. So this xn is a bounded sequence. Now I give another example, a simple one. Xn is equal to un. Xn is un. What is that? What we mean by xn equal to un? When n is equal to 0, or when n is less than 0, answer 0, and from 0 onwards always all values are 1. All values are 1. So this is, means also there exists a maximum value called as 1. So xn is bounded sequence. Now we take one more example. Xn is equal to cos n. What will happen? For different values of n, there will be some value for cosine. Remember that angle is to be taken in radians. Angle is to be taken in radians. When angle is taken in radians, you will find, if you plot a graph in MATLAB, you can plot a graph. In that case, you will find that the values will change from negative to positive. But since cosine is always limited by plus minus 1, there exists xn, mod xn rather, will always be less than mx, less than infinity, and in this case mx is equal to 1. So it is a bounded sequence. Now if we take one more example, xn equal to tan n. Xn is tan n. Xn is tan n. So what is going to happen? Xn is tan n. Can anybody answer? Xn is tan n. Now it's a very interesting question. Xn is tan n. On we can say whether it is minus side, it doesn't matter much. So for any value of n, tan n. So tan is an unbounded sequence. Tan is an unbounded sequence. Tan 0 fortunately is 1. Tan 1, tan 2, tan 3. When you go, what will happen really is very interesting, and because of this integer and trigonometric issues, I will not answer the question, but I don't see it is to be a clear-cut bounded. Whether this tan, it's a very interesting question. Tan n is bounded sequence or unbounded sequence? Is a very interesting question, and I hope that you may think over in deep to answer this. So here the idea is, what is a bounded input is very clear. Now, what are the requirements of the system? Means, what is input? We give bounded input, we obtain some output by this equation. Then when the system is to be stable, for every bounded input I must get bounded output. So this HK has to satisfy certain conditions. There are some means based on HK, means from K equal to 0 onwards. What is it? One more thing. Suppose if a sequence is finite, if sequence is finite, then you can give simple formula. Xn is equal to, you give an arrow, 3, 4, 2, 1, 8, 7. It's a 6-point sequence. X n equal to -1, n is -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if there is a finite sequence and all values are given, it is naturally a bounded sequence. A finite, if we have got a finite sequence, then the values are given directly by some numbers, and that is when it is given by number, that is bounded. Whereas when there is an infinite sequence, we can't give values directly, we have to use the formula, and when we use the formula, it is unbounded. It can be bounded or it can be unbounded depending upon the value attained by the formula as n changes. Say for example, xn equal to root n. As n grows, value grows, so it is unbounded sequence. So now everything, whether the system is bounded or unbounded, depends upon this HK. Depends upon this HK. So yn is equal to k equal to 0 to m hk x of n minus k. So if this m is finite, then what? And if this m is infinity, then what? So if m is finite, whether the system would be always stable? If yes, you can think over and justify. If no, then you can also justify for that. If this m is infinite, what will be happening of the system? Will it be stable or unstable? Or will there be restrictions? Or what are the conditions to be fulfilled? Now, all in case of a discrete time system, what is system? Sequence HK is the system. So as I had made very clear in the very first few lectures itself, that when everything comes to discrete domain, what is an input signal? Input signal is a sequence. What is output signal? Output signal is also a sequence. And what is system? System is also a sequence. So if I apply a sequence which must be bounded, if a bounded sequence applied work on by another sequence, this is called as system sequence. A system sequence works on this sequence and produces another sequence. If this is also required to be bounded, a bounded sequence applied, it is worked upon by a system sequence, then there are some properties of a system sequence. And those properties, if those are fulfilled, it will be a Bibo stable system. If they are not fulfilled, it will be unstable system. We will elaborate the properties in detail in the next lecture. Thank you.